In February 2020, I posted a video called It's Time to Call Out Colleen Ballinger. In this video, I talked about how I started watching her and her character Miranda Sings in 2012, but eventually realized how inappropriate and damaging her content is, focusing on the history of the Miranda character and the repulsive things Colleen has done under the guise of her character. Yesterday, June 17, 2023, my video was removed by YouTube for violating community guidelines. Apparently, the sexual content in the video was not appropriate. The funny thing is that's not my content. My video got removed for Colleen Ballinger's sexual and inappropriate content. I cited every single video and made it clear that the clips did not belong to me. I did this in the video itself, I did it in the description, and I did it in the appeal. But I appealed it, and it was rejected. Meanwhile, the Miranda Sings channel is still public on YouTube, and almost all of the inappropriate content that I sourced is still available. YouTube's protecting a groomer and a predator by allowing Colleen to keep up all of her inappropriate content for over a decade now, but taking down my video calling it out. So I'm gonna read a part of the script that I wrote for that video in 2020 that was taken down. Colleen's character Miranda Sings started off, according to Colleen, as a mockery of the cocky, stuck-up girls in her vocal program at the private college she went to. Now Miranda Sings is an uncomfortable caricature of a child in an adult's body. As Miranda, Colleen constantly makes sexual references, sexual innuendos, pedophilia, and incest jokes. I have also seen many comments with people concerned that the character of Miranda has become a mockery of people with developmental disorders or disabilities. While there's nothing wrong with an adult making sexual jokes, it's important to remember that the demographic of both Colleen and her character Miranda Sings is mostly children, something that Colleen's aware of. If you'd like proof of that, click on any of her tweets and scroll through the replies, or take a look at the multitude of Miranda Sings meet and greet photos that are publicly available on the Miranda Sings official Facebook page. Most of the adults that attend are only there because they brought their children. I find it absolutely disgusting and unacceptable that a grown woman has been pumping out inappropriate content for years and monetizing it, while also knowing who she's delivering this content to. These kids and young teenagers look up to her and see her as a role model, and here she is constantly making sexual innuendos and inferences to a sexual relationship between a childlike character and her adult uncle through her jokes. After I posted that video and a few other videos, people started getting in contact with me. I received one heartbreaking email from a Colleen fan who told me that they were sexually assaulted by a family member and didn't realize it was wrong at the time because of the Miranda and uncle jokes that this child had grown up watching on YouTube. I was in contact with a member of the Weenies group chat who told me that Colleen had talked about sexual things with them often, including her husband's penis size. This person also told me about the whole tampon thing and actually sent me a collage of photos of all these underage fans in the group chat with tampons in their mouths, something they did under the instruction of Colleen. I kept all of this private for years because I promised these people I wouldn't leak any of it. And despite a lot of them coming forward with their names and their proof, I still feel a little bit weird about it, but it doesn't even matter because it's all publicly available now. And I urge anybody watching this to watch Adam McIntyre's series of videos and to check out more receipts on Twitter and TikTok. Over the last few years, a couple other people were speaking about Colleen and Miranda, how disgusting the character is, how inappropriate Colleen is with her underage fans. There have been clips circulating from her tour where she involves underage fans in sexual jokes, puts them in compromising positions, and ultimately profits off the sexualization of children. Now, in the past few weeks, everything is blown up on social media, and we are actually hearing from the fans that were sexualized and objectified at Colleen's live shows, and how that's impacted them in the years to follow. YouTube may have taken down my video and rejected my appeal, but the proof is out there now, and it's out of my hands. It's been a long time coming. Just remember that this is the predator that YouTube is protecting and platforming.
Someone teach you how to ride a child. Giddy up, you wanna see? Giddy up! Go! Giddy up! Giddy up! Go! Giddy up! So that's how you ride a child. So today I'm here with one of my boyfriends, Joshua, and we're going to do a special video for you because last time we did a video, we did how to kiss. If you are under the age of 21 or if you are not married, turn off the video now. This is inappropriate for your eyes and for you to learn about until you're married.
Back to back, the Christian, the big spoon, the little spoon, in the womb, the puzzle, sharing air, the uncle.
James, you're a little lady, James. I have a question for you, James. Now, since you are my summer bae, I was curious, would you like to go on a date with me right now? So the best place to go when you're at camp to go on a date is deep and dark into the woods where no one can see you or hear you. So, oh look, we're already here! Look at that, James, you're going right so already here. We're already here. We already did it. It's a dream come true to be in the middle of the woods where no one can hear us. To hide our snack from the bears, we have to hide it in our clothes. So for example, there we go. So I'm hidden the snack in the perfect place, literally. And so now, watch this. We're on the date, James. It's really romantic. Oh, we're getting close and personal. Oh, but I'm so hungry, James. Hold on, I got a snack. You want a cheese ball?
I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
So, once you share a snack from my pants, you've had a little giggle together, and you compose yourself, your date can decide if you've had enough chemistry, if he wants to give you a little kiss or a
I would. I would be honoured.
Oh my gosh, this is the best date I've ever been on, so I feel like we should get to know each other a little bit more. Where are you from? Again, you're from England, yes?
Yeah.
England. And how old are you?
9.
Okay. So I'm sorry, James, you're gonna have to wait till you're a little bit older, but give
So I got this from Juliet and Amanda tonight at my Boston show, and they made it from scratch by their hands. And I just love it. I think it's the most amazing daddy saddle I ever did seen. And I've been wanting a daddy saddle since Christmas, and I never got it one. So now that I have one, I'm really excited. Can't wait to try it out on my uncle. Rachel here is going to demonstrate how to use a daddy saddle with me, so you guys can learn how to use it at home with your uncles or your dads or friends. All right, so let's go back underneath that area.
All right, that good?
Yes. Oh, it feels really good. The lumps are in all the right spots. So if I'm here, you spread them, and then now the baby will come out really good. Like, oh, the baby. Oh, the baby's coming out. Oh, the baby's coming. Here he is. That really helps, Sophie. I have great news for you.
What?
I think I'm gonna choose you to be the daddy to this baby.
I mean, I'm 17 and I'm a girl, not a daddy.
In reconnecting with the weenies, I have remembered, with all of us sharing stories, that we had an inside joke with Colleen, which had to do with tampons. Now, all of us in this group chat ranged from the age of 13 to around 17, and there may have been a couple that were older than that, but the main demographic of this group chat were like 14, 15, 16-year-olds, and there were a couple that were younger and a couple that were older, right? And one day, Colleen came in and was talking about periods, like I showed in my previous video, that full message of her being like, I shit through myself, I bled through myself, blah, 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 right? And someone was asking that they were trying to figure out how to use a tampon or something, and Colleen sent the following video to basically show them how to do that.
I swear I'm not high.
Then, this became an inside joke within our fandom, so much so that Colleen, at a meet and greet, ended up getting everyone to bring tampons, and here's the photo proof, where in a meet and greet photo, Colleen, Corey, and all of the fans are putting tampons in their mouth, which is just really fucking weird. And I remember specifically at this time, Colleen asked me to go out and buy a tampon so that I could be included in the photo, because I obviously wasn't at the meet and greet, and I didn't want to do that, so I remember getting a Q-tip, toilet roll, and biting into it, and that was my one.
There are leaks all over my house right now. Brand new house, by the way. And every time it rains, it leaks. Just like a teenage girl's vagina. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. It leaks so much like a little girl's creases when she watching me. Like a little girl's creases when she's watching those strange little boys on Musical.ly. I can't believe I just said that.
So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the porn bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to the point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper, which thank God I was wearing. Now, the original video posted by Xandar, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is only a screenshot, but there is a whole video of this. But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget, where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper.
I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly sexually violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. As an outsider looking into this situation, it may seem like this wasn't a big deal, but this was really pretty scary for my teenage self, and especially as someone who loved and looked up to Colleen. And I could never say anything because everybody loved her. But this is who she really is. She uses kids for her own gain. I was a minor, and again, she did not protect me. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about taking your kids to a Miranda show, I would advise you to think twice because you may come back with years of trauma, and I don't wish that on anyone.
I've kind of talked here and there about things that Colleen did with me that were inappropriate conversations, whether it had to do with her telling me her ex-husband's penis size, if it had to do with sex with her new boyfriend at the time, Eric, all these different things she would confide in me in, and also some other members of Weenies who have spoken up about this whenever I was around the age of 14. Now, I didn't see an issue at this at the time. I thought that she was my cool friend who would talk to me about sex. She used to talk to me about handcuffs and role play, and this was very much so, I thought that, wow, she's really cool, you know what I mean? She's, you know, basically opening up these conversations to me, right? And I want to talk about that before I show these next screenshots that were sent to me by the Weenies. So, Colleen would talk to me in private, and also in the group chat would talk very, you know, sexually with me, which is validated by one of the members, Liv, who comes forward and says the following. Something I'm starting to notice. We would all be talking in the chat, but she would always find a way to make a sexual innuendo towards only you, so about me. Like, why is she always stating you by name and then saying it? Because again, there's a lot of screenshots that are going to come out in the next few weeks of Colleen initiating conversations to do with sex or sexual jokes to me, and I would engage in them back. Because, again, I thought that she was the coolest 30-year-old in the entire world, that she would talk to me about sex, and that I learned a lot to do about sex, you know, through her videos and through the Miranda content. And then whenever she would speak to me about it privately, it just kind of made sense. Now, looking at this as a 20-year-old, I realized that at 14 years old, I was talking to a 30-year-old about her sex life, and she was overexposing me to a lot to do about sex. And whether that was in the case of directly talking about it, talking about things that she had done with Josh, talking about anything she had done on dates, to talking about Trisha's nudes with me. So, whenever I show you these next screenshots, I want you to keep in mind that I'm a 14-year-old who feels very comfortable talking to a 30-year-old about sex or anything because she made me feel that I could talk to her about sex because she would come to me and talk about that stuff. And here you're seeing a member of the group chat confirming that it was only really me that she would have these sexual innuendos with. I was 14 years old and she was in her 30s. This is not just me saying it anymore, it's the group chat are confirming this. So in this group chat of my friends who were 14 to 16, they were older than me, but they were, you know, similar age. I write, y'all, there's a dildo shop beside my hotel. Who wants to get their orders in? Making a joke to my friends who are also the same age as me. Now, to validate what Liv said about Colleen only coming in to be able to make, you know, sexual innuendos to me, or whether she was starting them or engaging with them, here's another example of that. Colleen goes, Adam, LOL. I go, is that a yes? She goes, no, that's not my thing. And I, in quotations, write, I have, because you can see in this moment, I'm quoting conversations she's had with me privately about using all of these different things. So me saying I have, in quotation marks, is directly quoting conversations that me and her have had about these things privately. Not those. Oh, so there she basically is confirming that we did have conversations. It would mainly be about, you know, handcuffs that she would have as Miranda, and she would make jokes that she was going to use them with Josh, or role play that she was going to do. I knew a lot about this woman's sex life by the time I was 15, so. She goes, everyone thinks I love dildos because of that video. They aren't the only sex toys in the world, Henny. And I go, yeah, we know you used handcuffs because you told they're Mirandas. So there's me confirming as well in the group chat, not knowing that these would ever come out, because I never saw an issue with these in the moment, being 14. I mean, she was just a cool friend that would, you know, had no boundaries with me, I guess. Here I'm literally quoting that she would talk about using handcuffs, you know, sexually, but that she also used for Miranda. So literally all my messages here are like proving the point that I'm trying to make right now. And then she goes, I'm gonna head to bed, have fun on vacay, Adam, XOXOXO. Because she was very comfortable having these conversations with me, and I'm so glad the other members of Weenies are now coming out and being like, yeah, she just kind of always spoke sexually to Adam, or had no problem, you know, with these conversations with Adam. And, you know, for me then being like, oh, we were also having them in private, and it was very uncomfortable and very weird. For them to confirm it makes me feel less crazy talking about this, so I appreciate especially Liv speaking up, and Becky and Ramsey, and everyone in the group that have confirmed that she did have these conversations with me whenever I was around the age of 14 and she was in her 30s.